The Midnight Drive. A journey into darkness. The engine's low growl resonated through the empty streets, a solitary echo in the darkness of the night. I glanced at the clock on the dashboard. It read 1:32 a.m. Another late night at the office, another tedious drive home. I rubbed my tired eyes, longing for the comfort of my bed. The road stretched out before me, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through the dense forest on either side. The trees loomed tall and menacing in the moonlight, their branches clawing at the sky like skeletal fingers. A shiver ran down my spine as I navigated the winding curves, the shadows dancing eerily in the periphery of my vision. The radio crackled to life, the soft strains of a melancholy melody filling the car. I reached out to change the station, but my hand froze in midair as I heard a voice. A whisper, barely audible above the music. Turn back. I jerked upright, scanning the empty car for the source of the sound. But there was no one there, only the faint glow of the dashboard lights casting long shadows across the interior. "Hello?" I called out, my voice trembling with uncertainty. "Is someone there?" There was no response, only the staticky drone of the radio filling the silence. I shook my head, chiding myself for letting my imagination run wild. It must have been a glitch in the system, a trick of the mind. But as I drove on, the feeling of unease lingered like a weight on my chest. The road seemed to stretch on forever, twisting and turning through the darkened forest. I couldn't shake the sense that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed my every move from the shadows. And then, without warning, the headlights flickered and died, plunging the car into pitch-black darkness. Panic surged through me as I fought to maintain control, my hands trembling on the steering wheel. I fumbled for my phone, using its feeble glow to guide me to the side of the road. I sat there for what felt like an eternity, heart pounding in my chest, as I tried to steady my breathing. I needed to think, to come up with a plan. But before I could gather my wits, a soft tapping sounded on the window beside me. I froze, every nerve in my body screaming at me to run. Slowly, hesitantly, I turned to face whatever horror awaited me outside. But when I looked, there was nothing there. Only the empty darkness of the forest stretching out into infinity. With trembling hands, I reached for the door handle, half expecting some monstrous creature to lunge out of the shadows. But as I stepped out into the cool night air, I found myself alone once more, surrounded only by the whispering trees. I cursed under my breath, frustration boiling over into anger. This was ridiculous. There had to be a rational explanation for everything that had happened. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for what lay ahead, and set off into the forest on foot. The trees loomed overhead, their twisted branches casting eerie shapes on the forest floor. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, sent a jolt of fear racing through me. But I pressed on, driven by the desperate need to escape this nightmare. And then, just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, I saw it. A faint glow in the distance, like a beacon cutting through the darkness. Relief flooded through me as I stumbled toward it, my heart pounding in my chest. But as I drew closer, my relief turned to horror. The light was not a sign of civilization, but something far more sinister, a will-o'-the-wisp, leading me deeper into the heart of the forest. I tried to turn back, to retrace my steps and find my way to safety, but it was too late. The forest had me in its grasp, and there was no escaping its clutches. And as the darkness closed in around me, I knew that I would never find my way home again.